Good evening, Internet. Stream here playing Standard tonight, and I'm going back to my main jam, Esper Control, because it's been a little while, and I think that my Esper Clarion Control brew that I'm about to show here has the tools that you need to thrive in this superpowered standard. Let's take a look. So, Clarion Control is really more of an Esper mid-range deck, and our plan is to win the games with some really disruptive threats and tons of interaction. So let's go over the threats first. The two all-stars are going to be Doorkeeper Thrulls, which shut down all the enter-the-battlefield abilities of creatures and artifacts, as well as these Clarion Conquerors, which are just good evasive bodies that shut down the activated abilities of artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers, including mana dorks, creatures earthbent by immeasurable cubs, and like Kaidos, etc. So these creatures together really do a good job of shutting down a lot of the most powerful things that are going on in Standard right now. But we've got some other creatures to help them out and provide a clock. Sunset Saboteurs are just my favorite aggressive black 2-drops with their big 4 power and their evasion with menace. They're really hard to block and they're hard for our opponent to deal with. They end the game quickly. And then we've got the full playset now of the Scavenger Regents, which are sweepers on a stick. I'm a big fan of the 4 mana 4/4 flying ward discard a card body. It's evasive, it is costly, and our opponent just isn't going to have those cards to discard, as we'll see when we go over our interaction, because we're playing lots of discard. We basically can interact with our opponents everywhere there is to interact in Magic. In their hands, we can make them discard their cards with our duress, with our intimidation tactics, and with our one of Soul Search in the main. It's just another discard-based pilfer that once in a while can provide us with a little flying token when we make our opponent discard. Of course, we've got the removal that you would expect out of Esper colors. We've got our Seam Rips. We've got a Requiting Hex in the main. We've got a couple of Get Lost. We're a very good Get Lost deck since we do have a full playset of Clarion Conquerors. We've got a Bitter Triumph. We've got a Long Goodbye. We've got a Shoot the Sheriff. And we've got a Ride's End for spot removal in the main board. Of course, we have our Scavenger Regents for an approximation of sweepers. And then we can counter our opponent's spells on the stack as well with our counter spells, including a Spell Pierce, a Spell Snare, and a couple of No More Lies. So yeah, we're just going to get in with our really disruptive threats, shut down our opponent's main strategy, and stay alive and keep their worst stuff at bay with all of our interaction. We're a total of 23 lands, so we are pretty lean for like a control-y deck. That's why I say we're really more of a mid-range deck. Oh, by the way, I got to mention that we are drawing cards as well. Now, I'm trying to move away from Consult the Star Charts because Spell Snare is such a popular card right now, and that spell really gets Consult if you kick it for 4, they counter it for just 1 at a critical time. That can feel really bad. So in my previous version of this, I was like trying to play 3 steps ahead, but I think a better way to go is to go underneath the Spell Snare and just run some ops. So my card draw is going to consist of a couple of ops and 3 stock ups. Stock up is still really, really good here. So a total of only 5 card draw pieces in the main board, which is what makes this like a mid-range deck, but this should hopefully be sufficient, and I am liking Opt in this build. 23 lands of the deck. Our tech includes an Abandoned Air Temple. We have 1 of each Restless Land, a Reef, an Anchorage, and a Fortress, and we have a 1 of Demolition Fields. We've got all of our lovely shock lands, so our land should come into play untapped. I'm trying to back off a little bit on like just jamming every single shock land in every color combination. Since we're Esper, fortunately, our verges do produce a variety of colors on the top side, so we should be able to have a painless, relatively painless untapped mana a lot of the time with our colors. The sideboard contains Joust Through, which is a card I've added against mono red. That deck is really good. Their build of it with like all the Scalding Lizards and the Pingers is really tough right now. So I'm trying to Joust out as an answer to the red aggro decks. Requisition Raid is really good against the Lesson decks. Null is good against artifacts and enchantments. We've got Duress number 3 in the sideboard for matchups where it's good. We got a 1 of Crystal Barricade to give us hexproof and our creatures protection from red removal spells against lessons and discard spells. We've got an Exercise for big creatures, artifacts, and enchantments. A couple of Rest in Peace is our Graveyard Hate, along with the 1 of Strategic Betrayal in the main board. We got a 1 of Voice of Victory in the side against those control decks. A couple of Disdainful Strokes. I'm just a big fan of this counterspell right now. I think it's really good. It counters everything from like Uroboros to Caveros to, Sunspine Lynxes. Just so many really good targets for this spell right now. We got a 1 of Poison the Waters, which is sort of like Intimidation Tactics number 3, but also can be a sweeper against weenies. We got another Shoot the Sheriff in the sideboard against mid-range matchups. We got Sunset Saboteur number 3 in the sideboard, which I'm going to try out against Jeskai control, which I think is a difficult matchup, but I think that against Jeskai we'll board out some of these creatures board in subset Saboteur number 3, have all the creatures that we keep in have the ward discard a card cost, which is going to make it so that they have to really pay a price if they want to remove our creatures. And then one of Day of Black Sun is just a good sweeper for this deck that will usually target one, since we don't have any one-top drop creatures, to wipe our opponent's aggressive boards. So that is Clarion Control, which is really more of a mid-range deck, and I think it's got some great tools. Let's see if we can heat out the diamond tier of MTG Standard ladder. If you like off-meta MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Chakar 91 will be our first match with some Clarion Control, which is really Esper mid-range. Yeah, and this hand looks very good. We'll keep. Do I want to Intimidation Tactics turn 1 against Starting Town? Kinda do. Iron Shield, Elf, and Oculus. Okay, we actually can Scavenger Regent away the Iron Shield Elf. It's just a way for them to discard cards, though. I don't know. They probably have, like, they have to have reanimation tech, right? I think we just discard the Elf. That's going to be the card they use to discard all their other stuff. What's my favorite deck from this year so far? From 2026? Like my favorite card, my favorite deck in general in Magic, or like my favorite deck that I've been playing? The favorite deck that I like most that's popular in Standard right now? Okay, they have one card in their graveyard currently. Alright, I think I'll play this Saboteur, since they have no creatures on the battlefield. Alright, they're just gonna draw some cards, sure. They discard an Oculus. Can they reanimate it? Yes, they can. Okay. Shoot the Sheriff is good. Sure, we'll just shoot the Oculus. They get a 2/2. I'll attack. Sure, you can have a 3/3. My favorite deck that is like popular in Standard right now. Okay, Monument to Endurance. Well, we don't have an answer to that. But we did get rid of their elf, fortunately, so... Alright, I'm just gonna get lost this token. No More Lies, that's a good draw. Or I could just play Clarion Conqueror. I think I like holding No More Lies up with the Doorkeeper Thrull as well. Our Saboteur's beaten down pretty well. You know, the thing that's weird is that, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and counter that. I think with there being so many like value-y decks, like Magic the Gathering design has just pushed the value so crazily. Yeah, they're gonna use Bitter Triumph to activate their thing. Play our Doorkeeper Thrull. Attack. Play a Clarion Conqueror. I think I'm kind of a fan of like the real glass cannon decks, you know, like the Teamer Harmonizer deck. I'm just so sick of all these like the elemental style decks, the like Quantum Riddler decks, the like warp something in, flicker. The decks that really are just cheating on value. I just don't like those decks at all. So oddly enough, I'm kind of like the Teamer Harmonizer, like even the red Leyline of Resonance decks. Yeah, fair decks. Nobody plays fair decks anymore, but I do tend to like fair. Like all of the decks that I play are pretty fundamentally fair. But I don't know. I mean, what I'm describing is I don't really like the fair decks because I think Wizards' definition of fair has expanded too much over the years to include a lot of stuff that I think is distinctly unfair. So in a world where most everything is unfair, like if you just try to play mid-range, if you're not flickering Quantum Riddlers, you're doing something wrong. I think in that kind of environment, the Glass Cannon is the good guy. So we could sweep and kill their Oculus. It would also kill our Doorkeeper Thrull. What's up, Maven? Or we could just play the Oculus as the Regent as a 4/4. I think I'm gonna attack. Yeah, I want to kill their Oculus, so let's just... Oh, I actually can't. I can't. I miscounted my mana. I could X equals 2 this. Yeah, I'm just gonna play this as a dragon. Helping hand for another Oculus. Emptiness. Well, it's just a 3/5. See, like, what are our opponents doing right now? I mean, they're helping hand. They're a graveyard deck, you know. Okay, like those decks have existed since time immemorial. But the kind of shenanigans people pull, where they're like abusing these evoke elementals and like flickering them and Quantum Riddlers and really taking advantage of how much Wizard has undercosted things like Warp. Those are the decks that annoy me and that make me want to try to hate them out. Seam Rip. I don't know if we can beat these Oculuses. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're probably just lost to double Oculus. Yeah, I mean, an attack here doesn't really do anything. I think we just lost. Let's just Seam Rip, I guess. Something. Hold up a block. But we've lost to the double Oculus here. Yeah, in fact, we can just scoop. We have nothing in hand. We can't beat their battlefield. They have a handful of cards. Okay. So let's get our Rest in Peace. Let's get our Exercise. Shoot the Sheriff. Anything else? Maybe Day of Black Sun, I could see. That's probably about it. I like Seam Rip against the Iron Shield Elves. I think this card has gotten a lot better with the introduction of that card, because Requiting Hex just doesn't get the job done against that. Yeah, I'll maybe cut a Duress, go Intimidation Tactics, Poison the Waters are going to be better. I don't think they really... Clarion Conqueror does much against them. Spell Pierce. Spell Snare isn't especially good. I like Spell Pierce better against them. And I don't know. We could just cut like an Opt, maybe? Maybe we don't need this Poison the Waters. Bitter Triumph, Long Goodbye. Actually, yeah, this looks pretty good. Let's try this. Yeah, the flicker stuff is so annoying. I just really think that, like, when Wizards designs cards, like, with mechanics like Warp or Evoke, it just blows my mind. They don't, like, consider that there's cards that really abuse those mechanics at instant speed for, like, 1 mana to create incredible value. What about this hand? I can Spell Pierce like a... Yeah, I think this is good. I can Spell Pierce a Helping Hand. Clarion Conqueror actually shuts down the Iron Shield Elf, whereas Scavenger Regent also can just kill it, because it gets minus toughness. So we'll just lead on a tap land. Moon Shadow, sure. Play another tap land. Alright, we draw Shoot the Sheriff. Pass. I'm gonna hold up my interaction. I don't want to play my Clarion Conqueror till I can hold up Spell Pierce. Sure, we'll just kill this Moon Shadow. Alright. Conqueror with Spell Pierce. Core Scholar. Moon Shadow. Okay, I'm gonna shock here. Let's X equals 2. Attack. Kaido? Yeah, we'll counter that for sure. Oh, I don't know why I countered that. I've got a Clarion Conqueror. That was just bait. That was just like reflex. Oh, Planeswalker on the stack, counter it. Like, it doesn't do anything. Like, it attacks, that's the thing, I guess. It becomes a 3/4, like, hexproof creature on their turn, so... I guess there is some argument for countering that. A good argument. It does feel good to Spell Pierce a Kaido, that's true. Winter Night Stories? Yeah, I think that should just be exiled. Doorkeeper Thrull. Make your move. Yeah, not a really good one there. Twilight Diviner. When it enters, does nothing. Nice 3/3. Attack. Present lethal for next turn. We'll take 3. Oh, there's Kaido.
Don't be jealous of my talent. Out of the shadows and into the fray.
Oh. Sure. Just kill it. We can't activate Kaido, of course, because of Clarion Conquerors. GG's. The Doorkeeper Thrills? Yeah, stifling creature entering the battlefield abilities is one of the most disruptive things you can do. Anything I want to change here? I don't think so. Let's run it back. Okay, Intimidation Tactics turn 1 is like one of our best draws. We'll need to find blue mana. We're on the draw. I think this hand looks pretty good. Moon Shadow. Ooh, rip. Let's intimidate you. Take Monument, thank you very much. Alright, yeah, let's shock and just play Rip. That'll prevent this Moon Shadow from ever growing. Night Story is going to get 1 chance at drawing cards. Doorkeeper Thrull. It's a good draw. Monument, okay. We did board in an exercise for that, right? Because we can't do anything about that. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna take this as Menace, so we can't surprise block it. Let's get our Doorkeeper throw going. Okay, we do need to draw blue lands at some point. Take 1. Get lost. Pass. One. Pass. Attack with our Thrull. Play our Saboteur. Take 1. Spectacular Pileup. All vehicles lose indestructible until the end of turn, then destroy all creatures and vehicles. Okay. Sure. It blows everything up. Intimidation Tactics. I think we just like to cycle that and find a blue source. Nope. There we go. Watery Grave. Let's stock up. Clarion Conqueror plus. Stock up. Seems pretty good. Day of Black Sun. Well, let's stock up again. Land plus Scavenger Regent. We'll shock. Play a Clarion Conqueror. Bitter Triumph, discarding. Alright, I mean, they might just monument us. We'll see. Iron Shield Elf. They can activate their thing once. So we have to do this to kill the elf. They can activate their thing once. Okay, they didn't. So what do we do now? Stock up again, I guess. Creature land plus exercise. There we go. Okay. Just don't kill us this turn, opponents. Please. Okay. Exercise this Monument of Endurance. Attack with our fortress. Start gaining back our life. Doorkeeper Thrull. Fortress. Attack. Drain. Attack for 1. Moon Shadow. Let's Doorkeeper Thrull. Kill the Moon Shadow. Fire everything up. Sure, we'll activate the Abandoned Air Temple. Counters on everything. Jeez, alright. We beat Oculus, Moonshadow Graveyard. Aku the Brilliant will be our next opponent. With our Clarion control, which is really Esper midrange. And I like our hand, we'll keep. Intimidation tactics, so that's a whiff. See, they think that we're control now. Yeah, see how you like it. What's in your hand? Bloodletter, Unstoppable Slasher. Okay. Well, they saw that we have Long Goodbye and Strategic Betrayal. Yep, kill that. Shoot the Sheriff, that's a good one. Let's play this on white. There's another one of those guys. Alright. It's an outlaw, so we can't shoot it. There's a slasher. Opt. Abandoned Air Temple, we'll bottom that. Clarion Conqueror. It would be pretty good. We need to deal with this slasher, though. So if I tap out and they just play the Bloodletter, we die. So I guess I'm just playing a tap land and passing. Terminus of Return. Yeah, let's shoot the slasher. Oh, it's an assassin. It can't be. It's an outlaw. Okay. That's also rogue. Oh my goodness, we're getting got by the outlaws tonight. Okay. Sunset Saboteur. Okay, let's play Saboteur to block the slasher, plus a Clarion Conqueror can block a flying creature. The Requiting Hex, they have to discard. Discard Requiting Hex. Okay. So I've just been sort of brainlessly adding Shoot the Sheriffs as my, like my Doomblade card. Instead of Heartless Axe, but yeah, with this guy being a rogue, I don't know, this guy is played pretty frequently. Yeah, maybe I don't need to do anything. Alright, we're just dead here. Too many outlaws. Okay, so we want Poison the Waters. What else do we want? Crystal Barricade against their discard. So let's cut the Shoot the Sheriff. Requiting Hex, we need some number of those against the, of 1 mana removal against the rogues, the Bitter Blossom guys. I think I like the Sunset Saboteurs. Yeah, I think that's about all we have that's good. I'll cut Spell Pierce. I don't know, Strategic Betrayal. Strategic Betrayal is probably not going to be so good against them either. Our Scavenger Regents. Our Scavenger Regents should help clean up any, like, tokens or anything. Okay, yeah, this hand looks fine. We'll keep. I don't think we need to take damage yet. Intimidation. Our Crystal Barricade is an artifact, so that sucks. So we could have shocked to play that. And then they wouldn't have had a target for that. Alright, we'll bottom this land. Clarion Conqueror, that's a good one. Well, let's see how you like it. Alright, they do have the Annex. I will take the Unstoppable Slasher. Dawnhand Dissident. They have a Shoot the Sheriff in hand. Clarion Conqueror. They have an Ancient Vendetta in their hand. What are they going to name with Ancient Vendetta? I guess we get Requiting Hex and Poison the Waters. Alright, let's kill this thing. Opponent is mana screwed at the moment. Alright, let's stock up. Ride's End. Plus Doorkeeper Thrull. Poison the Waters. Discard your eagle. So they got a shoot the sheriff and a arc enemy's charm in hand. There's the annex. Alright, we'll pass. Hold up, get lost, plus... Oh, I could have Doorkeeper Thrulled. That was silly. I wasn't paying attention. Okay. Let's kill the Unholy Annex. Play this Doorkeeper Thrull, which we should have played. Just start attacking. Will you? Nowhere to run. Okay. The Mill Requiting Hex. Alright, let's play our Clarion Conqueror. Now that we have nowhere to no more lies. We counter their removal spell. Dawnhand Dissident is a 1/2, sure. So I think we'll just exile this Raven. Attack with our Conqueror. Play a Saboteur. Seam Rip this guy. Shoot the Sheriff, Clarion Conqueror. Okay. Doorkeeper Thrull. Attack. Milieu. And I think that's the game. Opponent has 3 lands. Opponent got mana screwed, but we were able to really capitalize to make all their decisions bad decisions. Cecil, sure. GG's. Okay, so they are in fact Unholy Annex, etc., which is unsurprising. Alright, give me back in one Shoot the Sheriff. Give me my Exercise. Give me Spell Pierce. Yeah, let's cut the Requiting Hex. We'll cut a Scavenger Regent and a Clarion Conqueror. Try this. Yeah, this hand looks okay. I guess we'll keep. We don't want to mulligan against them. They've probably boarded out their intimidation tactics, so we'll see. Luis. Just a 2/1. Okay. Let's play the Saboteur. Sure, we'll block with our Conqueror. We don't want them growing their life linker. So we'll play this on blue. A little awkward for our white mana, because now these verges don't produce white. Okay, they can take our Scavenger Regent. Well, let's duress them. Take your Vendetta. Double Bloodletter of Afrozots. Cycling, sure. Bloodletter, well, we'll counter that. Clarion Conqueror? Yeah, play that. Ancient Vendetta. Okay. Choosing which card? Meringue River Regents? Not even in my 75. That's very odd that they would choose that card that they have not seen. Oh, we drop Poison the Waters? Alright, well, you can discard your last Bloodletter, I guess. Slashy. Yep. We'll take 3. Just slow this guy down. Alright, we do need to draw something else, deck. Nowhere to run. Yep. That's gonna get my Clarion Conqueror. Deck. Come on now. You're doing so well so far. Deck. Deck. Sunset Saboteur. Yeah, they can just remove it. But I'm gonna cast it. Alright, deck. It's now or never. Unholy Annex. Sure. I could have Spell Pierced, I guess, to make them... Yeah, I could have Spell Pierced to make them not able to do that. What an unsatisfying way to close out that last game. Ah, man. Well, we had one more draw if we had not ended that way, so... It's possible we would have found something... They still had their Unholy Annex ticking, though, after that, if we found, like, a Scavenger Regent or something, so it's looking bad for us. Tubby the Brilliant will be our next opponent with some Clarion control. And our hand looks good, we'll keep. Okay, our opponent mulliganed. We'll play a land. Mysterized Village. Okay. Do we want to Soul Search here? No, I want to hold up Counterspell plus Doorkeeper Thrull. Alright, so they look like they could be Jeskai, Agnaquella, and Mysterized Village. Let's Soul Search you. Oh, not Jeskai. Collector's Vault, removal spells. I guess we'll take Collector's Vault. Oh, I misclicked. I'm so clumsy. I meant to get Collector's Vault, but instead I took Shoot the Sheriff. Alright, let's stock up. Intimidation Tactics. Plus... That's going to be a turn late to get the Collector's Vault now. Dang it. I just misclicked. Okay, oh good. Yeah, phew. Intimidation, take your Collector's Vault. Alright. That's what I meant to do last time. 0 point Ballad plus Pillage the Bog plus whatever. Alright, let's just play a 4/4 Ward, discard a card. They discarded their 0 point Ballad. Deadly Cover-Up. Okay, well... Dress your Pillage the Bog. Pass. Yeah, this is standard ranked. Misher, how's it going? They are Thrull. Another Scavenger Regent. I think I'll hold on to that. Yeah, they're just activating their land. They're not under any pressure. Absolute Virtue. Okay, they're trying to reanimate an Absolute Virtue, it looks like. They have 7 mana. I could go for... You have protection from each of your opponents. Yeah, I'm gonna just... play a 4/4 Ward, discard a card. Opponent continues drawing and discarding. Yeah, this is Platinum tier, so we're getting pretty high up there. They had another 0 point Ballad. Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna have to kill our own dragon. That sucks. Sure. Pay 3 life. Discard a card. Draw counterspell. One that keeps digging, so sooner or later they're gonna find what they're looking for. Mysterized Village. Collector's Vault. Draw land. Now they're making mana as they... Their library seems to be all removal spells. Sweepers and spot removal. Parination. Or Absolute Virtue. Yep. Okay. Yeah, the parination means that it's hexproof. Because they used Mistrise Village, so I could not counter that spell. So I can't really interact with this Absolute Virtue. Is there any way I can beat it in my main board? I don't think there is. But it's very easily sideboarded against. So we just need our Rest in Peace. We need Disdainful Stroke. Strategic Betrayal we only have as a 1 of, unfortunately. Duress. So this, like, cheap spot removal isn't going to do any good. Strategic Betrayal is our best card. Long Goodbye doesn't do anything. Yeah, like, Clarion Conqueror is good against their... I guess we could run in a Null and an Exercise. And I think Sunset Saboteur, just try to get a clock on them early. Yeah, I think we actually don't need this spot removal at all. Like the Get Lost and the anything that's just like kill a creature we don't need. Oh, Ride's End. Also, is there anything that's better? Possibly Voice of Victory. Yeah, I'm so clumsy today. I didn't mean to add that Get Lost back in. Yeah, let's cut Ride's End. Get our Vav in there. Let's try this. Okay. Well, I mean, our stuff's not very good against them, but it's what we got. I mean, Clarion Conqueror's good. We don't have any disruption or counters, but we're gonna keep. At least we know we can shock and, like, opt on turn 1, and it's not a big deal, because they're just a combo deck. Come on, Tubby. Alright. I would like to find some discard, please. Rest in Peace would also be nice. We don't need a Demolition Field. Saboteur. We'll play a Saboteur. Long Goodbye doesn't care about our ward. Alright. Play Conqueror. Long Goodbye. Saboteur. Bitter Triumph. Ghost Vacuum. Alright, let's just play this Scavenger Regent. Attack with the Regent. Go. Okay, just continue fishing. Play some Doorkeeper Thrulls. What does this cost? 4 mana. So I can't activate my Fortress and hold up my counterspell. Shoot the Sheriff. Clarion Conqueror. Sure, let's attack. Play our Conqueror. Alright. Opponent could not keep up the 1-for-1 removal. So yeah, I think this is probably as good as we get. I think we just run it back. Okay, yeah, this hand looks pretty good. We'll keep. We got our rest in peace. You don't have black mana? Oh, you have this multiversal passage now. Okay. Let's play Rest in Peace. Play this on black. Attack. Opponent scoops. Okay, Rest in Peace shuts him down. So, all-in reanimation of Absolute Virtue. Hey, I'm Caesar will be our next opponent. Some Clarion control. And our hand looks good. We'll keep. We have all our colors active on turn 2. Saboteur, okay. Clarion Conqueror will be good against their mana dorks. Mossborn Hydra. So Landfall. I guess we'll play the Saboteur to block the Hydra. We will block the Hydra, given the chance. Sheltered by ghosts. Okay, well, if we could... God, they're just one mana. We're one mana short of being able to do that. And next turn is probably going to be too late, but let's play this Clarion Conqueror. We can't tap the elf for mana now. Another Hydra? Opponent's just one step ahead of what we can do with our sweeper. Alright, we'll play another Conqueror. We'll double block the big Hydra. Then next turn we can sweep. And hope that it's enough. Kinda sucks that we're having to reserve Hydras for this, like, chump duty. Yeah, that's not gonna be enough. Their Hydra's just out of reach. We're just gonna take this. So we need to find a removal spell for that Hydra. Get lost, for instance. Oh, we can't shock. We can't shock. Oh, we have a basic land, though. Okay. So we can get lost to Sheltered by Ghosts. Maybe that's enough? It's not going to be enough to survive because they have these other creatures. Alright. We were just... Ah, man. They were just like one step ahead. Of course, they were on the play. They were one step ahead of keeping up their Hydra. Okay, let's poison the waters, shoot the Sheriff. Day of Black Sun is probably going to be good against them. I think Sunset Saboteur will be good against them. Joust Through. Exercise, I think, is better than Joust through because their creatures get huge. So I think we'll take Duress, Spell Pierce. Maybe we'll cut a No More Lies. I don't know if Doorkeeper Thrull does anything. I don't think it does, actually. Let's try like this. Okay, here we have Opts. Clarion Conqueror is good. We'll try this. We're on the play. We need to find black mana or some way to enable our Verge, which we can do. We can opt on turn 1. Please find me a way to enable my black mana deck. No, that goes to the bottom. Scavenger Regent. Okay. That was about as bad as it could have been. Stock up. Grizzly Bill. We draw more black cards we can't cast. We're discarding to hand size. Wow, that sucks. I guess we'll discard one of these Clarion Conquerors. There's a Hydra. Yeah, we draw black mana now, but it's maybe too late. We have Requiting Hex. This is a 3-drop. We went a turn too long without finding mana, even with our opt. So yeah, we're getting hosed here. He doubled. Sheltered by ghosts. Kill Bill. Restoration magic. Alright, well. Yep, that's GG's. Game 1, we're just a turn behind where we needed to be. Game 2, we're about 2 turns behind getting black mana that we needed. Shadows of Change, the season, is going to be our next opponent with some Clarion control, which is really Esper midrange. See if our mana base will cooperate with us this match. Yeah, this looks pretty good. We'll keep. Alright, let's go Duress turn 1 against Steam Vents. Alright, so it's Elementals, Huskburster Swarm. Well, Doorkeeper Thrull is good against them. Okay, that thing ramps them, so we need to just kill it. Draw some cards. And discard some cards. Wistfulness. Diamond Weapon. Okay, so they can cast this thing now, probably. So I guess we'll just intimidation tactics it away. They have a Frostcliff Siege in their hand. Scavenger's Talents and Frostcliff Siege. Okay. Soul Search, that's a good one. Alright, play our Thrull. Draw black mana. Attack. Play 4/4 flying board, discard a card. Clarion Conqueror. Attack. Play Clarion Conqueror. Ill-timed explosion. Yeah, it's a good one. No, they didn't have it. Okay, opponent scoops. So, rest in peace. So this is a test, the Elementals deck. Because Doorkeeper Thrull is very good against them. I mean, it's good. But what it does is it also stops the evoke triggers just as it stops their Into the Battlefield triggers. So they end up getting 2 mana Wistfulnesses and, 2 mana 4/4s, 4/5s, big creatures. So you have to back it up with the spot removal to deal with those creatures, which I believe we have. Let's get in Shoot the Sheriff number 2, Intimidation Tactics, Poison the Waters. We got our Graveyard Hate. Is there anything else? I could see Disdainful Stroke, possibly. I think I want Exercise, because Frostcliff Siege and Annul, probably. Because Frostcliff Siege is very good. I'll go with 2 1-mana removal spells. Alright, let's cut the Duress. Spell Pierce. I guess we'll cut the hate for the Frostcliff Siege. We've got the Get Losts. I do like the Spell Snare against their 2 mana elemental. Their Ice Leans and like Flame Breeders or whatever they're called. Alright, let's not do Disdainful Stroke. Clarion Conqueror isn't that great against them. Let's try this. Well, we can't keep this hand. So that's a mulligan. This hand's fine. What do we bottom here? Opt, maybe? These cards are good against them. Strategic Betrayal in particular. Yeah, I guess Opt could help us find other good cards, though. We'll bottom Restless Reef. Scav Talent. Alright, let's shock this Watery Grave. They just level up their Scavenger's Talent. Do we want land number 4? Maybe we do want land number 4. Okay, Scavenger Regent? Sure. Ashleen. Alright, kill the Ashleen. Play a tap land. Go. Vibrant is just gonna ramp and give him life. Sure. Sunset Saboteur. Yeah, let's play the Saboteur. Do we want to get their graveyard here is a question. I don't think so. Not yet. Frostcliff Siege. Uh-huh. Teamer, creatures you control get +1 to 0, have trample and haste? Sure. Play this on blue. It could have like a sweeper or something, so I'm gonna pass. I'm not gonna run out my dragon yet. Diamond weapon. Okay. It's just a 9/8 trample haste reach. Okay, sure. We'll take 9. Oh, that's a good time for the Clarion Conqueror. Maybe. These could still have a sweeper. Let's strategic betrayal you. Then we'll attack. Play a Clarion Conqueror? No sweeper? Yeah, ill-timed explosion. Alright, let's play a 4/4 war, discard a card. Okay, they're gonna sack 3 permanents on their end step, maybe? Shock for a Husk Burster Swarm. Yeah, we'll kill this. Just sack 3 permanents to bring it back. Well, we'd like to find a removal spell for that. Is Trample. Because of their Frostcliff Siege. Well, I don't know. I'm just going to make this attack, and we'll see if this wins the game, or if we lose. Attack. Drain you. We go to 8. Oh, that thing has reach. Okay. Sure. I kind of forgot that this had reach. I was thinking that, now I think we're dead. Well, we'll see. We block here. We go to 1. Yeah, the reach on this. The reach on this, I didn't count on. I should have. And we draw land. Okay. Well, I mean, we just need our rest in peace. We just need rest in peace, and we're good. Let's get in a null, I guess. I don't know. A null for, like, we're gonna try to counter Frostcliff Siege? No, let's not annul. let's instead just bring in Seam Rip. We can Seam Rip Scavenger's Talent or one of those elementals, like one of the mana dorks. Do we want a null though? I wanted a null also. We'll cut a long goodbye. Requiting Hex? Yeah, let's try that. Okay, we don't have any graveyard hate. We also don't have white mana. Intimidation Tactics is very good. We also have a Sunset Saboteur. I'm gonna keep this. Clarion, Conqueror, get lost. Let's just find our white mana. Alright, Intimidation Tactics. Sunderflock, Diamond Weapon, Vibrance. We'll take Vibrance. Alright, Saboteur. Play our Shrine. Go. Alright, get in there. Play 4/4 Flying Ward, discard a card. 2-turn clock. Trying to counterspell there would have been great. That's it. GG's. All right. Sunset Saboteur. Man, what a 2-drop. I just really, really like that card. Okay, our final record with this brew of Esper Clarion Control was a 3-2. And that's pretty good. You know, there's still a little bit of wonkiness that I think still can be ironed out of the deck. Yeah, I think Shoot the Sheriff. I've sort of been like no-braining this as like a replacement for, you know, Go for the Throat, but I think it actually still pays to diversify your removal. I think like Heartless Act could still be good to play as a one of. You know, there's like another Bitter Triumph, even something like, I think a third Get Lost could be a good replacement for Shoot the Sheriff in this deck, actually. I think there should be another Get Lost in the 75. So I would replace one of the Shoot the Sheriffs with another Get Lost. I also would like to see if I can add a... Now, we're a mid-range deck. We're not a control deck, so we're not just like sitting on removal, trying to sculpt the perfect card of hand of cards until we can eventually close our game out of doing anything and then win with whatever. That's not our plan. We're adding to the board every turn, playing creatures, etc., etc. So we don't need to overload on the card draw, but I think it would help to have either stock up number 4 or opt number 3. Probably opt number 3, actually. I like the idea of having a cheap and more expensive card draw / card selection option. So I think trying to find room for opt number 3 would be good. Could we even get away with doing 22 lands? I don't know. Perhaps if we cut down a little bit on like the Scavenger Regent, maybe. But I would try to find a way to get creature removal, or sorry, opt number 3 or stock up number 4 in here, just to keep the cards flowing slightly better than they did in this version. And of course, we saw like against the match against the mono green deck, our mana base, we're 3 colors. Yeah, we're still subject to some clunky mana draws. I think our mana base did pretty reasonably well. Yeah, I just think we need to make sure we don't load up on double color spells, which we really aren't in this list. The only thing we have that's double color really is the Scavenger Regent in Exude Toxin mode. So I like that. I think the mana base is good. Maybe this Abandoned Air Temple should be swapped out for something, or this Demolition Field. I don't know, just to... Because there were situations where we, like, got verged a little bit, or didn't have all our colors. So it's possible there could be one tweak that's still needed to make the mana base perfect. It's about as good as it's much better than it was before, definitely. But we're a 3-color deck. It's always possible if you're playing 3 colors that you can get hands where you can't cast your spells. That's just an inherent disadvantage to the strong elements of being able to cast, you know, spells of different colors, which are very powerful. Another thing I would like to do is add, I don't think 2 Rest in Peace plus 1 Strategic Betrayal is enough Graveyard Hate. The Graveyard decks are just way too dangerous, including that Elementals deck that we saw in the last game. We've been managing to duck like the Sultai Reanimator decks recently in our streams, but they're out there, and they're extremely powerful, so I just don't feel safe with having only 2 Rips and a Strategic Betrayal in our 75. I want at least 1 more Strategic Betrayal and probably 1 more Rest in Peace as well. I think maybe you could cut Requisition Raid. I don't know, you could find room to make 2 cuts. You know, Crystal Barricade's kind of a pet card of mine, which I do think is good, but I could see maybe cutting that in favor of more Graveyard Hate, which is more widely applicable and good. Yeah, we never got to play against Jeskai, so I'm not sure if this list is good against that. I think with the added addition of the Sunset Saboteurs, we improve our game against Jeskai quite a bit. We didn't get to see here. But yeah, I'll accept a 3-2 from this version of Clarion Control. I think it's in the right direction. I think it has really good tools. I think we got to see the disruptive power of the Clarion Conquerors and the Doorkeeper Thrulls demonstrated yet again many times in these matches. These cards are just really, really good. And I like trying to build decks around them. And I think we're very close. We just need a little tweak to make our draws a little more consistent and to help us against the graveyard slightly more. And we'll probably be right where we want to be, which is situated as a very good, possibly competitive deck. Anyway, that's going to do it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed watching me play some Clarion Control, featuring Clarion Conquerors. If you did, and you like off-meta MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I stream MTG on my Twitch channel every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. There's a link to the Twitch in the description below if you want to come check out the action in real time. So I hope you all have a great Monday morning, and I'll catch you later in the week. Peace out.